What is going on, guys? You guys are in for a good one today. We are going to be showing you how to do shift pins on the ZF5 for the E36 BMW. If you haven't been following our channel already, we're doing a 5-speed swap on an automatic BMW E36. We got an LSD, clutch pedal assembly, even the fancy M3 pedal assembly. So I'm getting these all nice and cleaned up and just kind of make the overall swap nice and neat and fashionable. Anyway, we're going to show you what it takes for tools, the pin assembly, the tools you're going to be using, everything to get this all set up, and we'll get right to it. We got our transmission up on the table. Now, why you guys may want to do this is because you guys could have what is called a 5th gear lean in these transmissions. The shifter will lean toward the right. Sometimes it won't go in the 5th, reverse. I had troubles going into 1st gear actually. So there's all around sloppy shifting, hard getting into gears. Here's where you need to do it. You're obviously going to need the pin kit. You can order that as one whole kit. You're going to want to get the tools to drive in the sleeves or set at certain depths.
Are those separate? Do you have to buy each of these dips separately?
Yes, it's two different kits. You just look them up for your transmission. You'll find them. They're kind of different websites and different ways to get them.
BMW specific tools though.
Yes, exactly. Yep, it'll have like little serial numbers on them and everything. We will show you those when we're doing them specifically for each pin and gear. You're gonna need this to do the job. A slide hammer set. This has the threads in it, so you can spin them, open this, and grab the pins and use the slide hammer to get them out. You're also gonna need a punch set, some snap rings. Anything else will be a household tool, and we'll show you the steps along the way on how to do each pin the right way.
There are 5 different caps that we are going to be taking off, and when I say caps, I mean these right here. There's one there, one there, one there. The top 3 are very easy to take off. They don't require as much work as the ones on the side, which will be these 2 guys right here. There is a 3rd right there, but we're not sure. We just know that these 2 need to be done. And to do this in terms of parts, we will be using these 3 shift pins right here. They're all the same part number. These bigger guys here will be for the sides. These 3 are the tops. And the way that we are going to do this is by using a punch. You got right there, a pointy one. He's going to punch a hole in there, and we're going to thread a screw in. Sounds hack, but it works amazing. We'll show you right now.
You want to go nice and gentle because obviously the bigger of a hole you go, you're going to need a bigger screw, and you're going to want your screw to kind of go into the spring, so when you pry it all out, it just flings everywhere. You know. So you just want to get a nice small little hole, and then I'll thread it in with a screwdriver just so you don't chowder the hole, because then you're going to need to get a bigger screw. Oh yeah. So let me take our screw. Just thread it in there.
Thread that thing right on in there.
It's going in too easy. I think I fucked the hole.
You should be fine. See if it comes out. It's like you're working on a house. Now you get your hammer. Oh. And it popped. Nice, dude!
Magic.
I got it. Ready?
Like magic.
And that is how it comes out, guys.
And the sleeve is still in there.
It takes the cap and the spring off. And here's our new one. Now Justin is going to use a magnet. Use the magnet and just pull that thing right out.
There's a magnet right over there. So we're getting the pin out right now. Just get it lifted up and magnet will grab it. So if we take a look at this pin right here and compare it with the replacement. So this is its whole dealio, sleeve and pin and everything. Well, the replacement is a sleeve and then a pin.
And that's how you know if it's never been replaced, right?
Yeah. Some people are digging these transmissions and see these sleeves in there, and they're like,
they know it's already been opened up.
Darn.
Ours has not.
No.
Stock shift pin.
Nice.
our first step is going to be to hit this sleeve into the hole, and we are going to need our BMW specific tool here, right there. It is labeled 233110, and that is going to be used to hit this little sleeve in right there. That's the first step.
Before we start whacking anything in the engine, dip it in some ATF because that's what the trans calls for, and lubricate everything up just mostly. Was that rag so I can wipe my hands? Once it makes that noise, you know, she's in there. In there like swimwear.
Now our next step is going to be to drop our new detent / pin here and spring in. Then we'll top all that off to cover the new unit with our new dust cap.
Cool.
Slides right in.
Like butter.
Then we get this nice spring. Goes in just like that. Now you tap on your new dust cap. And you use, well man, to do that you gotta use this tool. Can I start quick?
Yeah, just want the pin to fold.
So this tool is labeled 232360. And this installs the caps.
Put it on there.
Fits in perfectly. And you just send it in. Beautiful.
Nice.
Pretty simple, guys. Top ones are pretty easy to do, as you can see. Got 2 more to do, and we're going to bang them out.
Repeat the process.
Normally, you would think hammering a hole and using a screw to get things out is a last-ditch effort or a hack way to do it. But as you can see, this method is the method, and it gets them out extremely easy and effective. We have those 3 shift detents and pins all done. Ta-da! Looking real good. Justin just tapped each one to really make sure they were seated.
You'll hear it when it seats. There's like a very distinct.
Oh, I'm
like,
sure they heard it.
You're tapping
Yeah.
it. You can hear the distinct noise that something's bottomed out. So those are in there.
And now we're going to have to rotate the transmission. Actually, not really. Probably just leave it the way it is. We got the snap ring pliers to take the snap rings out. And then it's going to be a similar process. Taking these snap rings out can be a little bit difficult if the snap ring kind of sinks into the plastic. As you can see with that one, the bottom one, the holes are very clear. But that one, they're a little bit sunken in. So you might have to just use a normal pick, kind of clean out the holes where the snap ring sits to get the snap ring plier tool to sit in there good. But you should be able to get it out with some work. It'll come. A little finesse. I'll hold the transmission if I can.
Maybe if I can get this pick underneath. We broke it.
The tool? The pick.
Yes,
Oh no, the snap ring broke, huh?
Yeah, but we get supplied with another one, so it's okay if you get a mangler.
Yeah, you might have to mangle it to get it out. Or snapped. Nice.
No.
Out she comes.
We're just gonna drill a hole.
Same thing.
That's
Punch
like
a hole?
that's like a plastic. So we might be able to just drive it in there.
No, I'd punch a little hole though.
Yeah.
Punch a little hole, thread it in, pop it off. You can see what's in there.
It's just bouncing off of like plastic.
The cap's actually just coming off with a little bit of tapping. But we might need to put a screw in to pull it off all the way. Oh.
It's bending the shit out of my pick. Damn you, Harbor Freight. We have a screwdriver local.
I do not know, sir.
Oh, here we go.
This is one way to do it.
Pop. So that is your heavy spring, I believe, for reverse. You can't even push that. If you were to pull out the 5th gear one, you'd notice just the different gauge in metal. So your reverse one up top is going to be a lot more stiffer and heavier.
Now this is where our slide hammer comes in, because in order to get that sleeve that you can see down that hole out, that is our reverse shift pin or detent, whatever you want to call it. In order to get that out, we'll need our slide hammer. We have the new detent ready to go on the table right here. I'm pretty sure it's the one with the bigger hole. We'll know when we pull it out. But we are going to need the slide hammer, and the smallest adapter here is what you will be working with. Obviously they get bigger as you go, but the smallest one works great for this. And we'll come over to the transmission here. This is going to go into the hole. We're going to need some wrenches to tighten this up to expand this tool so it's tight up against the shift detent in there. Leave that in there so Justin can tighten that up. And then you'll just use your slide here, slide it back and forth and pull it out. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. So we didn't even need the slide hammer. That came out so easy. And I was correct. It is the bigger hole for the reverse detent slash shift pin. That's it. Thank you, sir. As you can see, the bigger guy there. I know this is hard to see inside the transmission, but the final thing we need to remove is that final sleeve right there. And I don't know if you can really make it out, but there is a slit in it. And the reason that these two are harder is because of that, because you have to get a tool right in there, pry it out a little bit, and try to pull that sleeve out. Which makes it kind of scary because you do not want to score the inside of your transmission with a pick, because you are going to have to pry it a little bit, so you have to be very careful. I have the new sleeve right over here so I can try to show you better. But there is a slit right down the middle of this sleeve. And what you have to do is jam a pick or a screwdriver between the inside and the wall of the transmission. Bend these tabs in, and you can pull this right out with some pliers. And that is what makes these two harder than the top, because we didn't need to do that in the top. And we're going to try that now.
So that pointy punch that you were working with, you're probably going to want something a little more skinny, longer, flatter, because you're just going to be working, like you said, right along that seam, and you're going to try to stay on the inside and just try to make it, peel it just enough so you can grab it, but you don't want to be driving into that bore, because you could score it up. If you do score that bore, take some like sandcloth or something, clean out that hole, because that burr could disrupt the flow of fluid, and nothing's going to be happy.
Try not to even score it all, because obviously if you sandpaper the inside, you're going to be dropping something inside of your transmission. So the more careful you are, the better.
This is scary.
we've been working it for a little while now. As you can see, it's kind of coming off. It's very difficult though. You gotta be gingerly with it and try to pry it back as much as you can to grab it. Definitely difficult though. We've been using a really small screwdriver, a pick, or the weird punch thing there. We're gonna try to find another tool, maybe a better just straight pick, a smaller point into a straight pick to get this, because
that won't bend and fold like these cheap, crappy
that
ones.
one was straight, I think, but now it's a sideways one.
Yeah, just a little bit of tappy tap, and it gets the bend, and then the little curvature on it.
And you do not want to snap a tool off inside your transmission. That would be a huge no-no. So we're gonna call it for now and find a better tool for the job, because, like I said earlier, it's way better to take your time and do it the right way than end up with stuff inside your transmission. So we're gonna look for a better tool and keep on picking away at that, and we're gonna get it out. Just need some finesse, and that is why the side pins, shift detents, suck compared to the top ones.
Good night.
We will find a better tool. We are back at it, and we are finding that really small screwdrivers are the tools for the job and make this much easier. I was trying to say in the beginning to not mangle this piece, and that you could probably do it without mangling it, but I was completely wrong. This is just impossible to do without destroying it. As you can see in there, we are just
Mangling the bore
not doing it quite.
gingerly as possible.
It's just impossible. It really is.
That was a real bitch. We probably hammered on that thing for 2 hours, just trying to be careful.
We almost have it out though, and the small screwdrivers have been posing to be the tool.
Yeah, we were just hitting on it, and it finally moved down. So if it moved, it should be ready to come
Make
out.
sure to start doing this with the right tool, because what we did was we started with a kind of flat tip.
This is the one.
Yeah, we started with that tool, and it was too flat of a tool to kind of...
It just blew the ledge completely off. So, like, you know, if you look inside of there, at one point, like we'll show you the new pin, it's got the smallest amount of a ledge. And when you put that on the ledge, it just, boom, blows right off of it every time.
Yeah.
And it just chowdered it. And you're supposed to split it at the seam. We chowdered that. So what we had to do was kind of maybe hit it with an awl maybe once. But then this is the real contender. Just slowly tap, 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 work your whole way around it and cave it in. And then you'll be ready to yank it out. But you guys want to split it at the seam. It'll just cave in right from there.
The second one hopefully will go a little bit easier than this one.
Yeah, lesson learned. Oh, wow, that is in there. It's weird because it wants to go down, but it does not want to come up. Put my magnet in there.
Catching all the metal stuff. She's coming. She's coming. Oh, it's right there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And that is 3 hours of chiseling.
Can I still do this? Yeah, I'll take her up to the table.
And a lot of metal in there.
Yeah, we really had to send it. That was rough. So the best bet, dudes, we're going to try it in the next one and put this theory to test to see if it works better. So you get your really small screwdriver. This is a little bit bigger one. And if you can get it on either side of this slit and catch it while there's still a lip there, because there's obviously a little lip of this metal, do not chowder it. Make sure you can get right up against the wall and underneath it and just pry it out. And we're going to try that to do a little bit more effective on the next one. But we got the first sleeve out, and we'll see how's the wall looking. Is it pretty beat, or
Yeah, it's definitely
a little scored up in
a
there?
little beat Honda.
Luckily, you don't want that to have huge grooves, but the whole point of putting the sleeve in there is that our shift pin will be riding on the smooth metal of soft metal sleeve here. That's the point of it. It's a really soft metal versus probably the harder metal of the cast of the transmission. That's why you can mangle it so easily.
But you're going to want to get some sandpaper and any burr that you put into that bore, smooth out just so it doesn't interfere with anything. So just take some sandpaper and
Clean her up. We have the transmission hole all cleaned up now, so we're going to install the new pieces. And the kit here comes with the new sleeve, the new shift pin, and a new cap. you will have to reuse your spring. The reverse spring is different than the fifth gear spring, so make sure you put the spring in the hole that you took it out of. The tool that you will be using to install the sleeve is this big beast here, and this is number 234023. That slides over there. And then this one will be the dust cap installer. Let's get to it.
In goes the pin. And the sleeve, I should say. What just fell?
Oh, no, our shift detent.
Why would you put it in the edge?
Well, I didn't mean to. I didn't know we were going to hammer away and drop it.
Is it fucked up?
Probably not.
They're hardened, so I don't think so. Well, guys, don't drop your shift pins.
Do we want the slitness to face anyway, Justin?
Well,
facing upwards, right?
I mean, I just put it where I like had it.
Yeah, where it came out. Facing the slit the same way it came out.
It is in there.
Obviously, despite all that scoring, the new sleeve covers everything up and it looks like brand new in there. So the only thing really I feel like to be concerned of is getting metal down there, and we were sticking the magnet in there to try to prevent anything from falling in as much as, you know, could. Big pieces from that really soft metal sleeve, but the new one is looking mint.
After we dip it, you want to insert that facing down.
Alright.
You just make sure you compare it to yours because one or the other has a slight curvature on it. So you just want to make sure it's identical to the one you're pulling out.
Goes in pretty easy. And that is that for the pin.
Now we get our
Big old spring.
heavy spring.
That on.
Oh, dropping things.
Now what you're going to have to do is get your new cap. Get your big... Oh wait, do you have the install tool? Oh, here it is. Get your install tool here. And yeah, work it. Is that the right? Does that fit on it right?
This is the right direction.
Because what we're gonna have to do is push down the spring while hitting it down, so it might be a little tricky. In order to get this cap on, it's kind of a mixture of pushing down with the tool here. Oh, while closing your C-clamp there, because the spring is constantly pushing against the cap. So you can't just hit the cap in and then put the clip in. You kind of have to push them both down. It's difficult.
That's ridiculous.
So we're trying to just get this C-clip started here, and then hopefully just give it one good push, and then it'll sit in its groove. But might be a two-person job somehow.
Here, you know what? Maybe pushing that out with like a screwdriver, as sketchy as it sounds.
Yeah, just like me pushing with a screwdriver.
Yeah, but I just can't slip and stab me.
Yeah, I'll try that. You just gotta push that cap down and get your C-clip in there. But the spring is a heavy one because the reverse spring.
We were sitting here just like hammering it, wondering why it wouldn't go in. And as we were wondering why it wouldn't go in, the thing went thunk and shot
Yeah,
in
the
the
spring
air.
shot their thing way up. So that's answer that question. All right, I'll give you a hand. We'll try to clip it in there.
Word.
What we did was pretty much use screwdrivers, and Justin was like prying down with an adjustable wrench here, and if you use the
Snap ring pliers.
snap ring pliers, you close up your snap ring, and then you just like use 2 screwdrivers on either side, like push down, and just work it, and that's how we got it, and it's on there. Looks pretty good. One more shift detent to go here.
We blow it out
and clean it all out.
This one was a lot easier.
That was nice.
The other one was like sunken in. This one just popped right off.
We were able to get this sleeve here to open up within literally 5 minutes. The thing opened right up, doing it the way we had said. Just we started on either side of the slit, used our small screwdriver here, the smallest one, and it opened right up. So definitely the method. Don't use a punch or like an awl. Just use a really small flathead screwdriver. And hopefully this one will be able to pull out really easily.
Oh yeah, buddy. Really work it. Give it the twisty doodah day, and out comes your mint condition sleeve.
So even if you can start prying it easily, still gets mangled.
I will say this bore is a lot better looking though.
Yeah, we didn't scratch it up as much because we were able to split this thing with pretty much the first hammer hit and tap with the screwdriver instead of digging at it for an hour.
Or 4.
We are on the install of the final sleeve here, and this is for 5th gear. The other one was reverse, and the tools have the same size top to slide your sleeve over, but as you can see there is a slight difference in the length, depth. But this tool here on the left is for this sleeve for 5th gear, and it is labeled, I'll tell you so you know because they're so close, 234022 is this piece right here. And we're going to finish up this E36 5-speed shift pin install. Almost there. Let's do it.
Just see how far I'm going in. Making sure I'm not going too far. Oh yeah.
Nice. Perfect.
Nice tight fit.
These are both our old reverse and 5th gear shift pins right here. And we've been swapping them out as we go, just making sure we have the correct one. And as you can see, the holes on those ones are identical. But our last shift detent here has a real small hole. And we're going to use this one, I guess, for reverse. Hopefully that doesn't cause a problem.
That's for 5th.
Oh, for 5th. I'm sorry. This one's going in for 5th. So if there's a problem, we'll let you know in the future when we go to slam 5th and it doesn't go.
Transfers in the car.
First gonna drop right.
Card starts going backwards. By the way, guys, this one is gonna face upwards when you install it. So just like that. Oh yeah.
I just changed the battery in the camera, and before I could even turn around, Justin was able to already get this C-clip in there by himself. So hell yeah, that one went in easy. But the freaking E36 transmission is done and ready to go in the auto E36. We can swap it. So make sure to stay tuned for that, guys, because that's gonna be really exciting. And we got a lot of other stuff too, Justin, right? Some poly bushings.
Yeah. We got all poly bushings, so it's gonna have a complete different feel. We're gonna swap that dual mass flywheel to a single mass flywheel, maybe a whole different clutch response. What else we do? We got a real cool short throw shifter throwing coming at you guys, and you're gonna really enjoy the install video on that. just all around good parts that we're throwing at this car. It's gonna have a great different feel, and
hopefully she shifts nice now too. We got the brand new detents in there.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, guys. So stay tuned on the E36 Daily Drifter build. We'll be doing a lot more soon. If this video can help you out, make sure to smash that like button. And we will see you guys in the next one. Peace!
Why self-life? We got London on the track.